Is it working, I hope? Oh, good. Hello. Welcome to um, yoga for North Dodge Athletic Club today. This evening, I'm trying a new device here, so I was hoping it worked. So I hope that I can see comments. Anyway, well, I hope this is working. And so I'm Erica. Thank you again for joining us tonight. And thank you to North Dodge for organizing this for us. And see, we'll get started. So tonight is just a kind of a overall basic vinyasa flow. Um, we'll start off with a some slower movements and grounding, and then get hopefully probably a little bit sweaty. And if I forgot, I'm Erica. And let's see, please do, as you're getting ready, try to find a strap, some type of a strap. Could be an actual yoga strap, or just some type of, this is a weird luggage type of thing, or a scarf, a non-stretchy scarf, or even a TheraBand would be okay too. It's stretchy, but that's okay. Any blocks that you might like to use, and block something either to sit on or for assistance, and maybe a pillow to sit on um, during our grounding. Um, and that should be about it. So go ahead and start getting settled. Wish I could see any comments. I'm not sure if I can. This is different on the laptop rather than the phone. So I hope it's working again. Okay. Um, anyway, let's get started. So just find yourself in a seated position, maybe sitting on the hips with crossed legs, maybe on a block or a pillow, and just starting to ground in to our space here tonight. Starting with a tall spine, and we'll start to deepen our breath. Calm and deepen our breath. Just starting to breathe and paying attention to the breath. Noticing and feeling it and noticing it going in and out of the nose, going into the lungs. Maybe close the eyes. And just let the thoughts of the day go. One other thing, you might notice that there is no music. It's kind of hard to know what appropriate music we can use, or that I can use. So we're just going to go without. So along with your uh, settling in here, getting ready, if you'd like to turn on some music that you like to listen to while you're practicing, please feel free to do so. And let's start by with a breath technique where we inhale through the nose for 4 counts, hold at the top of the breath for 4 counts, and then exhale through pursed lips for the count of 8. So it just helps us start to control the breath and pay attention to how we're feeling. So we'll let all the air out to start. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the top of that breath. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, right into it. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way up, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Another time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, at your pace if you'd like to continue. Good. Let it all out. And come back into just an even breath, and notice what may have changed or not with that breathing technique. Helps us start to control the breath and come into our ujjayi breath, where we constrict the back of the throat on the exhale. Try again controlling and noticing how our movements can be connected to the breath. So let's try that. Inhaling. And then exhale, maybe constricting the breath or throat. Good. Let's just reach out to the sides, reach the hands out to the sides and up overhead. Gaze follows. Inhaling and exhale, let them float down. Gaze comes down as well. And inhale, reach out and up. And then exhale and turn to the left. And bring the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms up and come back to center. And then exhale, turn to the right. And the hands come forward and back and all the way down to the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center in a prayer position right at the chest. Pause here. Now let's inhale and roll onto hands and knees, tabletop position. Just find yourself in a nice solid tabletop. And we'll come into some cat-cow. Just start warming up the spine and loosening it up. So we inhale, drop the belly toward the earth, and the gaze comes up and the hips go up. And then exhale, press the round the spine up to the sky. Drop the head and drop the hips into a cat. And then inhale to cow, dropping that belly. Gaze goes up, hips go up. And exhale, cat. Round the spine. Press the earth away with the hands, making space between the shoulder blades. Drop the head. Inhale again to cow. And exhale, cat. One more time. A few more times, your pace and your breath. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Maybe really dipping down, exaggerating the movement, bending the elbows, warming up those arms, the biceps and triceps. Engaging the core, the belly, the abs. And we'll find ourselves in a neutral spine. And then we'll open the knees out to the side to send the hips back to the heels, and child's pose. So reach the arms long, drop the forehead to the mat, toes touching back, and just sink into those hips. Forehead is resting on the mat. Reach the fingertips forward. And then walk both hands over to the left side, opening the right side of the body. And then over to the right. Uh-oh, I've got a new yogi here. Really breathe into the ribs of the left side. And then come forward, bring the hands forward, stretch out long. You rock the forehead side to side, temple to temple, right on the mat, giving yourself a little massage. Loosening up that neck. And then come forward, bringing the knees in. And we'll just lift up to a downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. Lift the hips up to the sky, making the inverted V shape with the body. And those heels, so our knees might be bent quite a bit, but the heels are seeking the earth. Maybe bicycle out pedal out the feet, pressing each heel down. And focus on the spine. We're trying to make a long line all the way from the hips all the way to the fingertips, with a very little bend in those wrists. And we're spreading the fingertips and spreading the toes. And that head drops between the biceps. And let's walk the hands up, the feet up toward the hands. And hang here in forward fold. Bent knees quite a bit. Drape the torso over the thighs. And just hang here. Hang here. Focus on releasing the spine. And nod the head yes and no. Hands can be rested on the mat or your block or maybe even a little step stool or something. Or your legs. And here I wanted to introduce a little bit of a theme tonight of inversions. This is a good inversion. And I invite you to really open your eyes and look behind you, under those legs and behind you. So we have a new perspective of whatever is there that we've probably seen a whole bunch of times when we're standing up. And lately I've been thinking about this, just that we all need to realize that everyone has a different perspective of every situation that we're ever in. And let's roll up nice and slow. Shoulders come last, but lift them up toward the ears and roll them back. And open the arms out to the sides, palms facing forward to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Let's bring the hands to heart center, really focusing on our center line and our grounding. And let's rock back and forth, toes to heels. Just noticing, spreading the toes and pressing into the earth, spreading out, even, making the weight even across the feet. Just pay attention. And then let's sweep the arms up overhead. Not sure if I'm in the picture, that's okay, you know where your hands are. And let's just slide both hands over to the left side. And keeping the hips over to the right. Really opening up the right side of the ribs, right ribs, making space for our lungs and our breath. And come on up to the center and over to the other side. Now I have to admit, I am not entirely sure if I need to mirror or not. Usually I don't have to because the camera already mirrors for me, but since I'm on another device tonight, it just occurred to me that I don't know if that's still the case. So I apologize. I'm going to describe everything as it is to me. So I apologize if it looks opposite to you. And you can let me know at some point, maybe in comments, if I can see them, or if if you want to contact me later. I would be gracious of the feedback. So let's just find ourselves in mountain one more time here. Ground in. Inhale deep and exhale. Let's sweep the arms up overhead and exhale, dive forward. We're coming into that forward fold, leading with the chest, drop down. Inhale to halfway lift where the spine is parallel to the mat. And then exhale, step back with the right foot. We're in a low lunge. Hang out here, stretch that back leg long. Front knee is above the ankle. And then sweep up to high lunge. Back leg is long and strong. We're opening this the back leg hip flexor. And then come on down, with the hands around the front foot, and step back to down dog. And then step forward with the right foot. Hang out here in low lunge. Get your alignment and grounding. Back leg, the knee can be on the mat or lifted. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And bring the hands down, step back to down dog. Find your down dog. Now let's lift the right leg up to the sky. And bring that right foot forward between the hands. This time we're going to drop the back foot 45 degrees, coming up to warrior one. So the back foot the toes are facing to the front and to the left. That should be your back, the back leg should be your left. And we're sinking into the front leg. Both hips are facing forward. Sweep the arms up, inhale. Biceps by those ears. And then drop the shoulder blades down. And bring the hands down around the front foot, step back to down dog. Lift the left foot up. Bring that left foot forward between the hands. Drop the back foot, sweep up warrior one. Switch sides here. The back foot is on the mat. Weight, we're trying to get it to go toward the pinky toe side, the outside of that back foot. Again, hips are facing forward. Sweep the arms up. Ooh, warming up the thighs, the quads, stretching the hip flexors. Beautiful. Bring the hands down. Step back to down dog. A couple more breaths here. Bicycle up the legs. Press the fingertips forward. And then walk the feet up to the hands. Hang here. Enjoy that new perspective. Sweep the arms out to the side. Reverse swan dive all the way up to the sky. And bring the hands to heart center. We'll try some sun salutations. If you've done this with me before, I combine a classic with a sun B. So basically, every time we're in a lunge position, we're going to sweep up to warrior one. And if that doesn't make sense, just follow along. We're going to sink into chair. Here we're chair, sitting back into a chair, bending the knees. Some people call this a thunderbolt position. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale, step back with the right foot. plant the heel down, sweep up, warrior one, inhaling. And exhale, hands down, lift the back heel, step back, inhaling, stepping the left foot back. And exhale, come all the way down to the mat or your chaturanga, halfway, where the arms are bent 90 degrees-ish into the ribs. And then inhaling, upward facing dog. And then exhale, down dog. Go over those toes. Inhaling, bring the right foot forward. Drop the back foot. Sweep up, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down around the front foot. Lift the back heel, pause. Inhale, step that back foot forward to halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up to a chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart center, samastitihi. We'll go on the other side. Sweep the arms up, sink into chair, sit into those heels. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back with the left foot. Plant the heel, sweep up, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down in front. Inhale, step that right foot back. And exhale, come down to chaturanga, crocodile pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring the left foot forward, drop the back heel. Inhaling, sweep up, warrior one. And exhale, hands down in front, lift the back heel, low lunge, pause. Inhale, step the back foot forward, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up to chair. And exhale, straighten the legs, stand tall, samastitihi. We'll go on those each side one more time. Inhale, sweep, sit back to chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, right foot. Plant the heel down. Sweep up, warrior one. Bring the hands down. Step back with the left foot. Maybe holding that back foot, floating it tall, just above the earth. And exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Bring the right foot forward between the hands, plant the back heel, sweep up, inhaling, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, low lunge, pause. Inhale, step that back foot forward, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, sit down into chair. And exhale, stand tall. One more time, leading with the left foot this time. Sweep up, sit back chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back the left foot, plant the heel. Inhale, sweep the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, bring that front leg back, maybe float it. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Bring the left foot forward between the hands. Plant the back foot. Sweep up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Lift the back foot, low lunge, pause. Inhale, step the back foot forward. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, sit back chair. And exhale, stand tall. I hope you're all warming up a little bit. I am. Reset. Connect with the earth. Connect with your breath. Okay. Sweep the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Plant the back foot just like in Warrior One, maybe even a little bit more parallel. We're going to sweep up to Warrior Two. Warrior Two, our feet our legs are about the same as in Warrior One, but our hips are open to the side. So here I have my front foot is my right, and so I'm open to the left. The arms come front to back. Knee is directly above the front ankle, and the back leg is nice and strong and long. The gaze goes over those front right fingertips. And just hold here. Ooh, starting to build some muscle, some strength. And then we're gonna reach forward and bring that right hand up overhead, reaching it over toward the back leg. Reversing the warrior. Back hand can come around the back, connect with the crease of the leg to the torso in the front. And then come back to center, coming into extended child's or extended side angle. Right elbow comes toward that right knee. Left arm comes up overhead and bringing that bicep by the ear, making the long line all the way from these upper fingertips all the way down to that back heel. And maybe reaching down with the right hand on the inside of that front right foot. And then come back up, Warrior Two. And straighten the front leg, reach forward to triangle. So we rotate that upper body. This is where a block or a step stool or something might be really handy. You can adjust the height of this. We're making 3 big triangles with the body here. And then bend the front leg. Come back up, Warrior Two. And cartwheel the hands down to the front, step back to down dog. Now, if you want to keep the heat up, you can stay here, or you can come with me on a little vinyasa flow, and inhaling to plank, exhaling that chaturanga, inhaling upward facing dog, and exhale down dog. Take a breath here. Lift the left leg up to the sky. Bring the left foot forward between the hands. Plant the back foot. And sweep that right arm forward and up and back. And we're finding ourselves in Warrior Two. Check in with the alignment. We're trying to get those hips open to the side. So if your left foot is forward, we're opening to the hips to the right. Back foot is 45 degrees or parallel to the back of the mat. Arms front to back. Sink into this front leg. Stretching the hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Find your strength and your grounding, your calm and your peace. And then we'll reach forward. Bring that left arm up overhead, sweep it behind. Right arm can rest on the leg or wrap around to the front. And then come to side angle, bringing the left elbow toward the left knee. Sweep the right arm up overhead, and then biceps by the ear. Maybe sinking this left arm down on the inside of that front foot. Enjoy the stretch. It's kind of hard. Sweep back up, Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward and rotate the upper body. So the shoulders are stacked with the arms, 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hold here. Engage the core. So you're not just dropping into this. It feels good to drop, but we want to engage the core a little bit. Oh, I think this feels so good. These hips are still tucked under, in line with the legs, so they're not way out here in the back, but they're still tucked under here in a pain. Ooh, okay. Bend the front leg, sweep back up, warrior two. And cartwheel the hands down. Step back to down dog. Stay here, or maybe press back into child's pose, or come with me on the vinyasa. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Time are we at? Oh, okay. And step the right foot forward between the hands. Sweep up to warrior two. I know, that was the we're in warrior two. And we're gonna reach the hands up, turn the front leg to the left, toes, so the toes are facing left. We're in a star position, reaching long, tall and long. So both toes, feet are parallel to start here. Reach tall, and then drop the hands. Hands are by the hips. And we're just gonna come into a forward fold. And here though, if you could grab your strap or strap-like tool, we're gonna add a little chest expansion if you like, okay? So, we're tall, the spine is tall to start. Feet are parallel to each other. And we're gonna hinge at the hips and come forward. And, you know, maybe if, I forgot about adding a little chest expansion here, so you might wanna find your strap and come forward. So we're extending those hands up to the sky and opening the chest. If you'd like to keep your hands on your hips, that is fine. Or if you can clasp your hands behind the hips and send those fingers up to the sky, that works too. That's a pretty intense chest expansion. But don't be afraid to use this strap. It feels really good. So here again, we are in a really great inversion. Looking behind us, seeing things in a different perspective, and we've got a heart opener with this chest expansion, which is really a big theme in yoga. And I've found it really a message that I've been thinking about lately. Okay, put the hands on the hips, come on up, nice and slow. Maybe keep this strap handy, maybe wrap it around your neck for a moment. Now we're going to turn the toes out 45 degrees or the heels in 45 degrees, whichever you like. We're coming into goddess pose. So we're going to squat down with the heels, with the feet out 45 degrees. Toes are out 45 degrees. Bend the knees. The knees are coming over toward directly above the ankles. Arms come out to the side and then bend at the elbows. We're in the cactus arms or goalpost arms. And we're bringing the shoulder blades together and back, squeezing them together, opening the chest. Oh. And maybe even trying to sort of create where it feels like your legs are actually pulling toward each other rather than just pressing out through those toes, but really engaging this inner thigh. Oh yeah. Okay, come on up, straighten the legs. Keep the legs here though. And we're going to come into Skandasana. So we're gonna bend the left knee. So this is kind of a half squat. So we're bending the left knee, trying to keep this left leg on the mat, flat on the mat, the foot, I mean. And then we're straightening the right leg out, straight out to the right side. Flexing the foot, bring the toes toward the sky. And if your left heel does not touch the mat, that's okay. But the idea is to really release it down. And you do have to kind of trust yourself here a little bit. It's okay, the hips are real close to the mat. This doesn't work, that's okay. And bring the hands to heart center to start with. Bring the torso long and tall. And then open the hands. Open the hands to the sides. So the left arm is on the front of the left leg, but the hand comes back behind the knee a little bit, and the right arm comes up. So we're straight across. Those arms are straight across from each other. Opening the chest. And if you'd like to bind this, we turn that left hand for the thumb comes down, palm goes up, and the bicep is on the front of the left shin, and the right hand comes up and over, and we hold either the strap or the fingertips behind the back, the low back. And we try to open the shoulders. And release, walk over to the other side. Let's try it on the other side. So we're bending into the right leg. Bending right into the right leg. Keeping the heel on the mat. Kind of a half squat here. The left leg is straight out to the left. Foot is flexed. Toes are up to the sky. Start with the hands at heart center, or maybe if you just want to use your hands to balance here, that's fine. And then open the arms. So you're bringing the tricep to the front of that right leg. Open up. And if you'd like to try to bind, we turn so the bicep is actually touching the shin. The thumb comes down and back, and we reach behind and clasp either. Let's see if I can show you a little bit better. And clasp either the strap or your fingers. I know, it's kind of weird, but it feels really good, I think. Okay, release. Come forward. And, oh gosh, time is really flying. And let's just come into a squat. Again, the heels, we're trying to get those heels to the mat. If not, maybe just bunch up some of your mat and find a comfortable release. Hands are prayer position in front of the chest, and then the elbows are by the knees. A little more hip opener here. But then, since we always do so much leg strengthening, I want to give our arms a little chance here. So we're going to come into crow. And if that doesn't sound good to you today, that is just fine. Again, any of these balancings is kind of hard to do on a lot of padding. So if you have carpet, you might want to move your mat out of the way. But we're coming into crow here, or not, if it's not your practice tonight. We're going to place the hands down right in front of the toes. I usually find about a hand's width between my hand and the big toe is about where I want to go. I'm going to bring those knees to the triceps. And we'll just start leaning forward on the hands and on the arms. So we're balancing the knees on the outside of the arms, and maybe just coming forward, maybe just a little bit, or maybe balancing entirely on those hands. You have to use your abs here for stability. And once you're balanced, bring those toes together. Oh, hold here, keep breathing. Find your focal point on the floor, on the mat. Press into it. Oh, and you might just be kind of playing around with your balance a little bit here. Oh, doggy's bored. And then just, okay, let's release. And bring the feet to the mat. And then just roll back and roll, rock and roll, rock. Back and forth on the spine. Back and forth, a little spine massage. And we'll rock forward. And let's find ourselves in boat, okay? Woo. This is where we make the V shape. We're hinging at the hips. Engaging these abs. This is it. This is the abs exercise, okay? Well, kind of. So find where you want to go. Your feet can come down on the mat if you like, with the knees bent. We're starting with the tall spine though. And keeping the spine nice and tall and straight. So we're trying not to curve the spine. We have straight spine. And those feet are lifted if possible. And shins can be parallel to the mat. Or maybe we can play around with sending the legs up. We're in that V shape. Ooh. Using the abs, not the hip flexors to hold us up. And if we can do it for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll forward. Okay, relax. Well, let's roll forward from here. Shoot those legs back behind us and lift up into down dog. One more chance at your beautiful down dog here. And sweep the right leg up to the sky, way up. And even lift the right hip toward the sky. And then square the hips and bring that right leg forward. The shin parallel, kind of parallel to the mat, bringing that right knee right behind the right wrist. We're coming into pigeon pose. So let's sink in here. We're opening our hips. And start with a tall spine, lifted tall spine. I like to press right into that foot and the thigh. But the back leg is still really long. And these hips are really trying to seek the earth here. And just kind of press up and open the chest, bring the shoulder blades together. And then take a big inhale. And exhaling, coming forward, diving forward, bringing the whole torso and the chest toward the mat. And finding wherever is comfortable for you tonight. So let's walk the hands forward, nice and gentle, and maybe find your prop here and walk down, resting the head anywhere you think you can go tonight. These blocks are nice, you have different levels. or maybe all the way down to the mat. Stretch the arms long, or of course you can rest your head on your fist. If you're down to the mat though, stretch those arms real long. The belly is really resting on the ankle. And breathe into any tension or resistance. Remembering that some of the tension that we feel is our own resistance to the situation. Might be fear, might just be a discomfort, and that's okay. We're trying to get beyond that. And then come on up nice and slow. Flip onto the toes of that back leg and lift the front leg back, send it back to down dog. We'll go right on the other side. Lift the left leg up and open the hip by lifting the left hip up, so their hips are facing to the left, but the shoulders are still facing front, still square to the front. And then close that hip, square the hips, bring the left foot forward, bringing the shin a little bit parallel to the front of the mat, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist, and sinking the hips down, maybe walking that back leg a little bit back, and still starting with a tall spine, pressing into the mat in front of you, or maybe on your foot and your thigh. Extending the spine. Inhale here, nice and deep. And then on an exhale, drape forward. Start walking forward. Again, find wherever you are tonight. But if you can bring your hands, your chest all the way down to the mat, you extend those hands forward. Really opening the hip here. Forehead can rest right on that mat. Again, focusing on the tension points and make a real true effort to release it. And then walk your hands toward the leg. Come back on to the back foot and step back down dog. And bring the knees to the mat. And I wanted to spend a little extra time in our final inversions tonight, since that's my little theme. So I want to spend a good few minutes here and then have a good Shavasana as well. So let's roll onto the back, all the way back. And let's, so we're going to come into legs up the wall first. So we just lift the legs up, the feet toward the sky, soles of the feet seeking the ceiling or the sky, and holding the legs up just like if you were next to a wall here. So if a wall was right at the back of your legs. And you certainly can do this at the wall. Another option here is to place a pillow or a block under your hips. And also, you can use a strap to stabilize these feet, to help hold them up. It's so So you don't have to focus on really using muscles to hold them there. You have a little weight. Now, if you like this, you could stay here. Or if you have a different inversion that you like, or I'll take us into the shoulder stand if you like. So kind of the next level of this would be a shoulder stand where we lift up the whole body except for the head. And this is a good inversion. This is shoulder stand though, so we have to be really, really conscious that our weight is on the shoulders and the triceps here and not on the neck and the head. So we tuck, and one very important point here is that we do not want to look side to side when we're in this pose at all. So if this isn't familiar with you, you might want to just watch first or just listen to the cues. So we have to roll from laying down, roll the hips up, and you have to tuck those hands under the hips. So you're holding the hips with your hands, making a little kind of base with the arms, the hips. The hands are on the hips, tucking the shoulder blades together underneath, and then we're making either a nice long line all the way from the feet down to the shoulders, or it can be a little more banana shape. Whatever helps you keep the weight on the arms and off of the neck. And just really enjoy this inversion. There are all sorts of physical benefits of inversions. But again, here, one of the benefit is the different perspective. So we look at our toes all the time, right? But usually not when they're above our head. And hold here. So stay here, or if you'd like to take this into plow position, we send both feet overhead. And again, we do not want to look side to side here. So if this isn't familiar, you might want to watch first. If it is familiar, just listen to the cues. So we're really looking very close to our thighs, our quads, and we're pretty bunched up here. Legs are fairly straight. Toes are touching the mat right quite a ways above the head. And the arms can come out straight. So the palms of the hands are on the mat. And another option here is to actually open the legs. So you bring the knees kind of by the ears. And some people can bring their whole shins all the way down to the mat here. Dead man's pose. This is a really intense stretch for the back of the neck. And maybe bring those legs back up and just kind of play around. Move them front to back, out to the sides. If you're in legs up the wall, you can do this as well. And of course, if you have a headstand or a forearm stand in your practice, certainly feel free to go there. Otherwise, I'm going to come down. And let's just give a little a very gentle counter pose here. So we'll send the legs out long. And that was a pretty intense stretch if you were in plow pose, and so be very careful here. But we're gonna do a little fish pose here. So we come up onto the elbows. So we're resting on the elbows. Elbows are directly below the shoulders. I'm gonna tuck the hands under the hips, and then we kind of scooch forward toward the head, and we gently drop the head behind. Again, do not look side to side in this position. But if you're here, just reach the head back, drop it, relax. We're opening the throat. Breathe. Okay, come on up. Bring the head straight forward. And then roll all the way down to the mat, bringing all the shoulders down. We're coming into Shavasana. Final relaxation. So maybe find a little pillow behind your head, or maybe roll up your mat a little bit. And this is your time to let all that energy circulate through the body. And nourish it. So come all the way down, lay down and relax everything into the earth. Let it all go. Surrender to the earth. This is the time to let it go. Open up those arms out to the side. Let the feet flop open to the side. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under the chest toward each other a little bit to open the chest, or not. Close the eyes and let go of any tension. Do a little body scan all the way from the eyes, mouth, face, neck, shoulders, arms, torso, down the hips and legs, down to the toes. And then start coming back to reality, back into the space. Moving fingers and toes. And when you're rolling onto one side, into a bit of a fetal position. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position. Being reborn into the space. We'll just have a moment of reflection here. Calm the body and the mind. Close the eyes for one moment. Bring the hands to heart center in prayer position. Palms together. Symbol of gratitude toward yourself and the earth and the connections around us. Hopefully, we've made a little space in our bodies and our hearts and our minds today to take this energy, to absorb energy, and take it out into the world tonight and every day. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. And I do invite you to, perhaps if you are um, have a little space in a few moments, to just take a minute to meditate, just for a few minutes to think, to let the thoughts go and see what happens. We just practiced for some pretty active yoga, and part of yoga is a meditation, and it might sink in, especially well after that active activity. Thank you again for joining me tonight. Don't forget, there's still Body Pump, I believe, tomorrow afternoon, and Grit Saturday morning, and I'll be on after Grit again for yoga at 9:40. Grit's at 9, and yoga's at 9:45 on Saturday. We hope to see you soon in person. Thank you.